How to stay motivated even when you're taking L's. Welcome in, much love. Trav here. We got the Washington Monument. We got the Lincoln Memorial down here. If you want to see me licking the side of Lincoln's face, follow me on Instagram/TravisDWoo. What up, what up? Let's go ahead and take a walk to the White House, which is right over here. And got a good question today from Paul Farnsworth from the Mastermind. Said, yo, how do you stay motivated when you're going through a losing streak? And this is a good question, and it's something that we've been talking about a lot. A couple videos on this, yeah, we've talked about it, but it's something that's so useful that is worth revisiting, because when it comes down to it, if you want something badly enough, you can have it. And the biggest obstacle is always yourself. Is if you quit, if you give up too early, you never know how close you were. If you quit, you give up, you will never get that thing. All you have to do is be persistent and keep trying. So the biggest obstacle to achieving thing is, can I stick with this long enough to get the result that I want? It always, if you quit too early, then you'll fail. However, one thing to consider is that there's often time constraints on certain things. You don't have time. There's windows. You don't have time to quit necessarily, or the window closes and that was your one shot really, and you had that opportunity, the opportunity passed, and you have to wait for the next thing, and you have to stay motivated in the meantime. Keep waiting and keep being ready to make it happen. Oh, check it out. We got the White House. We'll make it a little bit over here. So, how do you stay motivated? And the first thing, I think this is so important and it's underrated, is you should enjoy the ride somewhat. It should be fun. If it's fun, then it's going to be a lot easier than if it's not fun. So this is macro versus micro. Macro is like big picture, what you want. Micro, it's important that the steps along the way are enjoyable. Not because life should be fun and life's supposed to be fun. It's not really. It's not supposed to be anything, but it's just easier to get something if you enjoy the practice, you know? If you want to be a pro, but you don't enjoy practice, then it's going to require a lot more motivation. If you just enjoy the ride, you don't have to be that motivated because it's just going to be fun, right? So I think that this is underrated. A lot of people think like it's supposed to be a grind. It doesn't have to be. For a lot of things in life, I've followed the path of least resistance, and it's worked out pretty well because I've been able to focus on things. Where is it? I see it right here. There it is. I've been able to focus on things that I enjoy and have much better results as a result, because there's no reason to quit if it's what I'd be doing anyway. It's what it's fun. So that's something to ask yourself is, do you enjoy the process? If so, then you don't need the motivation nearly as much. If you don't enjoy the process, you're going to have to need a lot more motivation. You should also consider what you can change to have more fun, or if maybe you should pursue a different path that's more enjoyable to you. So, important question for you to ask yourself. And the second thing is, for motivation, recognizing the opportunity that you have or that you don't have. Life is very short, and it's a one-time opportunity. It's a closing window. We're all going to die. That's morbid, but we're all going to die. So you could either get it done and then die, or not get it done. If you're very nihilistic, this might not help you, but for most of us, I find it very helpful because I know that I want to have an impact. I want to leave a legacy. If I don't work hard, I'm not going to have more chances. I have to stay motivated because I don't want to live a boring life. I don't want to waste my one time alive doing boring ass stuff and not taking action. It doesn't matter if I fail. In the short term, life's not a game of percentage. It's a game of, did you hit the home run, right? So I'm just going to keep swinging, and I encourage you to do the same, keep swinging as well. Another way motivation way to stay motivated, to trick your brain, is use contrast. Thinking about where you're at and where you want to be, you know? I think back to just a year ago when I was starting this channel and I was transitioning into my new role, my new service. Those videos where I was in the basement in front of a bookshelf, fuck man, that was a little rough period where I was just grinding and living really low existence. But what kept me motivated is thinking about doing this stuff and traveling to cool places and knowing that it was possible within only a year if I just executed properly. And that wasn't really about hard work, and that's a different discussion. It was hard work, but it was about working smart and leveraging the resources that I had access to. And I had certain resources that I just needed to leverage. But what motivated me is the contrast, you know? I think about death, I think about how low things can be and how high things can be, and know that realistically it is possible. And another thing that helped with that is reading a lot of books of entrepreneurs and reading a lot of books of adventurers, extraordinary people who are able to come back and make something from nothing. So to me, that's what it's all about. If you want to stay motivated, I've got a reading list. I don't have my adventure stuff up in there, but go to freelivinggoals.com/books. I do have a reading list up there, and I'll need to update it soon with my adventure stuff. But if you read about extraordinary people, 76 Days Adrift, Lost at Sea is one example of that. That shit is motivating when you hear about people, stories of survival and stories of perseverance and persistence, because that's the number one trait when it comes down to success. If you look at everyone who succeeds, whatever they're doing, it's almost always persistence and perseverance. So those are some keys to staying motivated. Is don't rely on motivation. Try to make the path, the process fun. Motivate yourself by thinking about this one shot, this one opportunity that you have. You know, listen to motivational tapes and music, things that inspire you. Put them on, plaster them on your wall, tattoo them on your forehead, right? And think about contrast. The more desperate things are, the less time, it seems, the more magic you can make happen. So that's my recommendation to you. I hope you find that useful, and let me know what you think in the comments. Really cool spot. Go follow me on Instagram, and I'll be over here checking out the White House. So much love, and I'll see y'all soon. Peace. Stay motivated. Keep going. Keep going. You'll have breakthroughs. You'll have breakthroughs eventually. Remember why you're doing it. There's going to be some losses along the way, but it's not supposed to be easy. It's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be hard. It makes a better story if it's hard anyways. If it's too easy, there's no test of character, and that's what separates the strong from the weak, is character or persistence, perseverance. So if it seems hard, good, that's great. See you in the comments. Much love. Peace.